Let us continue with our lesson. And the next step would be to build up our add tags. So in order to add our tags, what we have to send as a body parameter is the user ID and title, body, and status. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to send a 4 field in order to add our tags. So let's go back to our Android Studio over here. And first thing is that we need to build up our activity. So activity layout. So let's go back to our tags fragment over here, and we need to have a form that the user need to fill in order to send it. So what I will do is I'll just convert this layout to a constraint layout, frame layout to constraint layout. Okay, and I will just remove this text. I don't need it anymore, and this one I'll just call it as a main layout. Okay, and let's add our, what we need is we need a 4 field, right? So if you go to the postman, we need 1, 2, 3, 4. So user ID is we have already saved in our set preference. We don't need to have a form for that one, and we need a title, body, and a status. So we need to add a 1, 2, 3 field. So let's go back to our Android Studio, and let's go to the our sign up, and let us copy one of these text input layout. So I'll just copy this text input layout. Let me copy this one, and let me go to the add tags over here, and inside this let me add it. So over here let me add that one, and over here let me close the constraint layout. And let's go and change some of the properties, like text input layout username. That should be not a username, it should be of a title, body, and status. So we have to change the this one to title, and what we'll do is over here txt title over here too, and we have to remove that one because we don't have this GIF image anymore. And that should be, let's go to the design, and let me constrain it on the top. So let me say at 24, and we have a username which is coming from, I think, a hint. So I think we need to change the hint. So for that, let me find the hint over here. It's hint a, it's not coming from here. So text appearance hint text. Okay, so let's go back to the text over here, and the text style and the text alert, the hint string, that hint username. So we have to change this one to a title. So I can just say as a tags underscore title, and let us add the string tags title, right? The tags title and the tags title. Just click on OK, so that will add for us. Okay, so I think we made it some mistake. So let's go back to the string resource file over here, and this should be title only. So let me rename it to title. Okay, so we have let's go back to tags fragment, and we have a title, and next is a body. So we need to add another one is body. So let's go and create the body. What I will do is I'll just copy the same thing. Let me copy the same thing over here, and I'll just paste it below this one, and we'll just change the ID of this one to body, and this one too to body, so BODY body. And what I will do is let me just go over here and just select this one. I'll just drag it down, and sorry, that one I need to drag this one. So let me unconstrain that one, and let me remove the constraint. Okay, why it's not removing? And let me, I think, drag it. Why it's dragging the whole body, so that's not good. Okay, I need to, okay, let me constrain it to at least, I think, 100. Let me constrain it to 100 over here. Okay, so let me constrain it below and let me set to 8. Okay, so the next is to change the bodies of this hint. So over here I'll just say as a task body, and let us create a string resource for that one as a task body. And here I will just, resource name is resource value. Okay, so resource value is a body. Sorry for that one, I just made a mistake. It should, the resource value should be body. Okay, so we have added, and what we need to is we need to make this one as, we need to increase the height, and I think we need to increase the height for this one. So let's increase the, let's change the height over here to, I think, at least 250 dp. I think that should be enough. So we have a 250 dp height, and this one, the inside the text body, it's not the wrap content, should be match parent. So it should match the parent of this input text layout body. So we have set the body, and let us adjust the body over here. If you see the text is on somewhere on the middle over here, we need to adjust the text. So let's go and change the text alignment from here. I can just say as a text alignment, and that should be of, let's give a start. I think it should be view start. So the view start, I think that should be fine. View start, and let's go and check in the design. We could change it, view text alignment is equals to view start. I think that should fix that one. And next thing that we can change is single line. So if single line is not single line, we need to have it to multi-line, and I think that should be fine. And if you try to put some text like this each test body, yeah, so we have, this is a test body, it's over here. I think we still need to change the text alignment. View start is not working, text start is the same, yeah. And let us try to see the text center. Is that my text? It starts, view start should be fine. So let us try to run the application, because I'm not sure why the text is coming into the middle. The view start should be at the starting point. So what we will do is, let's go and run the application. Let us launch our Illuminator over here, and let's go to the add tags. And yeah, still look able, the body is still in the somewhere in the middle. I think what we have to do is, okay, let's go back to this one and let's check the gravity. I think the gravity is the one that's controlling the input of this text view. So I think we need to change the gravity. So let's change the gravity somewhere to the start, and also to, yeah, I think that's working perfectly fine. Start and to the top. And let's try to run the application, and I think that should fix the issue that we have currently faced. And okay, so let's wait for 2 seconds to this one to complete, and let's go to the add tags. Okay, the body is looking fine. Yeah, now we can type at the top of our text view over here. Sorry, the edit text. Okay, that's not fine. And let's design some more, and after that we need another one more field is a status. So for the status, let me make use of material spinner, which is You can find it in the GitHub. This is an open source library they have created, and it's quite old. If you take note, it has been 16 months that it has not been updated. But for our project, we will make use of this material spinner. So you can just go to the material spinner on the GitHub. I will provide the link over here, and we just have to implement this one in order to look our spinner something like this. By default, the spinner will be, if you try to add the spinner, if you go over here and search for a spinner, and if you try to add it, and it's looked something quite funny, so it doesn't have some good material view over here, and that's why we need to implement that one. If you see that the design doesn't look some good over here, so we will try to remove this one, and we'll try to implement the material spinner, which is a open source library, and it's quite old, but I think we can make use of it one. So I'll just copy the dependency, just copy that one, and let's go back to our project over here, and let's go to the build.gradle on the app module, and over here I'll just paste it. Instead of compile, we need to change this to the implementation, and let's go to over here and just copy this link. Later, if you want to come back for the documentation, so it should be easy, and just synchronize this one, and that should be able to download for us. And if you go how to make use of this one, if you check, we have to add this one, so we need to just copy this one, and let's go back to our project, and let's add in our task fragment. So I'll just add below this, and while still having, okay, so let's go back, and this the one, okay, so let me constrain it to below to this one, and I think we should, it doesn't have, okay, I will constrain it to something with the text box, sorry, with the edit text, and why it's not coming properly. So I think let me close it. Let me close the, reopen the layout. So that's fragment and the spinner over here. Okay, so I think that should look fine, but still it doesn't look better. So what we need to do is, I think we need to, I think, restart our Android Studio. So let me restart the Android Studio, because sometimes after we add a new dependency, it has some problem, so it doesn't reflect properly. So I will restart the Android Studio for now. Okay, so I have restarted the application, and it looked fine. Now you can see that we have our spinner, and we just need to change the top layout, I think, and the top margin. So we just have to change the top margin. So let's just copy the margin top, I think. So just copy that one and paste it over here, and we have a margin of 8, and I think that should be fine. And let's try to run the application, and let's check whether the view look okay or not. So if you go over here, and let's wait for the 2 seconds, and let's go to the add tags. Okay, so we have the title, body, and the spinner, and currently we don't have anything on the spinner. And next lesson we will go and implement the spinner, and we will follow the documentation what they have mentioned over here. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.